Breaking news. U.S. voters think civil war is likely and anti-Trump liberals will use violence? A shocking poll has revealed 1/3 of American voters think another civil war is likely soon, while nearly 60% say anti-Trump liberals will resort to violence. According to a Rasmussen poll, 31% of voters say the U.S. will have a second civil war over the next 5 years. While 31% say civil war is likely, 11% say it is very likely. Around 59% of all voters are concerned those opposed to President Trump's policies will resort to violence, and 33% are very concerned. This compares to 53% and 28% respectively in the spring of Barack Obama's second year in office. But 37% don't have that concern, including 16% who are not at all concerned. The poll comes after a series of violent attacks on Donald Trump supporters. In April this year, a Trump supporter was attacked in a restaurant near DuPont Circle in Northwest D.C. According to the police report, the 29-year-old victim named Marisla said she overheard a conversation between two female suspects and their male friend. She said she became involved in their conversation and said she supported Trump. Speaking to Fox 5, Marisla said, "I'm a Trump supporter. I stood by my views, then they called me a racist and then they started attacking me." More Democrats think a second war is imminent than Republicans, with 37% and 32% respectively. And 26% of voters not affiliated with either major party think a civil war is at hand. The level of concern is about the same among Republicans, Democrats and unaffiliated voters in regards to the threat of violence from those critical of the media's coverage of Trump. Women and those under 40 are more worried about a civil war than men and older voters are. In terms of race, 44% of blacks think a second civil war is likely compared to 28% of whites and 36% of other minority voters. White people are also less concerned about political violence than the others are. There have been a number of reports of violence against black Donald Trump supporters. In May this year, employees at a cheesecake factory in Miami, Florida, verbally attacked and made threatening gestures toward a black man dining with his girlfriend's family for wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. According to multiple witnesses, a woman approached the man, pointed to his hat to signal other employees to approach the table. At that point a dozen or so people began making comments about the hat, saying they wanted to punch him in the face, and some allege some of the employees referred to the man as a "n-ger." Voters who think the country is divided has jumped from 50% before Trump's inauguration to 55%. But 42% of voters say the country is headed in the right direction, as opposed to a figure which ran in the mid to upper 20% range for most weeks during the last year of Obama's premiership. Also, 51% of voters agree with Wisconsin Democratic gubernatorial candidate Matt Flynn that his party is pickled in politics and victimology. Only 40% think the U.S. would be better off if Hillary Clinton had been elected president in 2016. The survey of 1,000 likely voters was conducted on June 21 and 24, 2018 by Rasmussen Reports. The margin of error is +/3 percentage points with a 95% level of confidence.